and welcome to the Barclays Center here in Brooklyn, New York. I am Vinny from VW Productions, and my channel is presenting another NBA 2K26 presentation of the NBA season. The 2025-2026 season playthrough is on the air, as we have the 76ers lineup of Tyrese Maxey, Jarrett McCain, Paul George, Kelly Oubre Jr., and Joel Embiid. And you see Nick Nurse, the head coach of the 76ers. And for the Brooklyn Nets, they're starting five at 0-5 on the season. You got Igor Deman, Cameron Thomas, Michael Porter Jr., Noah Clowney, and Nicholas Claxton at center. As you see, the Sixers will win the opening tip, as Maxey gets a shot off. That's no good. You see Thomas with it for the Brooklyn Nets. Igor Deman, that is his pronunciation. He will get the first 2 points of the game as the Nets are on top 2-0 here. The calendar in this game is November 2nd, 2025. You see Kelly Oubre Jr. for three. He drains that one. And it's 3-2 Philadelphia as Deman with it, crossing over the timeline here. And I know we are just about a week into the actual NBA season itself. As we see over here, Thomas giving over to Claxton, and Claxton had the shot up, no good, as Joel Embiid with the rebound here. Tyrese Maxey coming around, passing it back over to Embiid. Embiid passing it over to Kelly Oubre Jr., who hit the three-pointer in the last trip around. Joel Embiid back to Maxey here with 8 to shoot. 6 now to shoot here. Maxey coming around, needs to get the shot up. He will get the shot up. It draws the iron, no good. Michael Porter Jr. grabbing the rebound for the Brooklyn Nets here. And you see there's a pass to Clowney, and Clowney's going to get the layup, and it's good, and the Nets are back on top. 10:20 to play in the first quarter. 4-3 Brooklyn on top. Tyrese Maxey passing it over to Joel Embiid, back over to Maxey. Maxey with 10 to shoot on the shot clock. Thought about the shot, hesitated. This time he will put it up, and it's no good, as Igor Deman will grab the rebound. Back over to Porter Jr., passing it over to Thomas, and Thomas is going to get the layup. That is no good. McCain will grab the rebound for the 76ers as Maxey with it. McCain back over to Oubre Jr. Oubre Jr. for a three, and he drains it. It is 6-4, Philadelphia on top. Just under 2.5 minutes into the first quarter, as Kelly Oubre Jr. has shot both the three-pointers for the Sixers. You see Thomas for three. That is in and out, no good. Kelly Oubre Jr. will grab the rebound here as Paul George missed the first couple of games of the season, but he is healthy, though, as the 76ers trying to get to 500 on the season. The Nets are trying to get their first win here. See Joel Embiid hesitated with a shot, and he's going to throw that away, and it's going to be out of bounds, and the ball going to Brooklyn here. League leaders from last season's Phil's a game. The 76ers were 5th in the league at 9.2. Just shy of 3 minutes into the first quarter here. It's a 2-point game for the 76ers right now. They have an early lead. As you see Clowney with it. Clowney coming around. Clowney finding a little bit of a hole there, but he couldn't get the shot up. Now he has to find a way of getting there, and there's a violation. That is a 3-second violation called against the against the Brooklyn Nets. That is going to go to the 76ers here. 3:09 into the first quarter. Tyrese Maxey passing it over to Paul George. George passing it over to Embiid. Embiid over to McCain. McCain for a three-point attempt, and that is good. He drains it. His first 3 points of the game, and the Sixers are up by 5 here. Igor Deman with the ball for the Nets. He's coming around, passing it over to Thomas. Thomas trying to get some room here, passing it over to Clowney. Clowney hesitating for a second, but he's got under 3 to shoot. He will get the shot up, and it is good. The Nets are shooting, both teams are shooting 3 of 6 right now, as we are 4 minutes into the first quarter. McCain passing it over to Paul George. Paul George for 3. He drains it. It's a 6-point lead for the 76ers. All the points have come from the three-point line, or from beyond the arc. Demon gives it over to Thomas here. Thomas back over to Igor Demon. To Porter Jr. Michael Porter Jr. for three. No good. Joel Embiid will grab the rebound for the 76ers. See McCain coming around. Go over to Tyrese Maxey. And Maxey will get the bucket there. And that is the first points from inside the three-point. Inside, as you see. And Maxey averaging 32.6 points a game. And three-pointer by the Nets there. Their first of the game. As we were 5 minutes into the first quarter, 5-point lead for the Philadelphia 76ers. You see Tyrese Maxey just had the bucket the last time around. He's going to get that shot up, no good. Demon will grab the rebound. Michael Porter Jr. coming around. He's going to get the layup, and that is good. And it's back to a three-point game for the three-point lead now for the Sixers. Now they were up by as many as 8 just a couple seconds ago. Joel Embiid trying to come around the post, passing over to Oubre, but he's going to pass up that shot, giving it over to Paul George there. 5 to shoot. Paul George coming inside the line now. Back over to McCain. McCain, that shot is up, and it's no good as Porter Jr. will grab the rebound for the Nets here. And over to Igor Demon for 3. That is no good. That could have tied the game there. But instead, you see 76ers going the other way. McCain Jr. basically going coast to coast after that pass, and he gets the bucket there. It's a 5-point lead again. Past the halfway point of the first quarter here. 16-11, the Philadelphia 76ers on top. Thomas with it. With 10 to shoot on the shot clock here. Thomas hesitating for a second. Got it. He's going to get that shot up. That is no good, but Claxton will grab the rebound for the offensive side. Fresh possession there. Now it's 7 to shoot. Thomas, he's coming around again. He's going to get that layup attempt. That is no good, and Jared McCain will grab the rebound for the 76ers. And over to Paul George. George over to McCain. And that was somewhat of an alley-oop attempt. That's going to go out of bounds, and Sixers will retain possession. As we have some substitutions being made now. Paul George is going to be summoned. See Oubre Jr. inbounding it back over to Tyrese Maxey. Sixers up by 5. About 5 minutes to play in the first. And as I believe that is Deming going to be called for the foul there. And that is Tyrese Maxey going to the line. 5:04 to play in the first. And a chance for the 76ers to go on top by even more. Tyrese Maxey shooting 2. If you are enjoying this, anything that you've been seeing so far on my channel, if you are new, if you're enjoying this, don't forget to hit that like button, and also don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to receive notifications when these videos do drop. As not only am I doing a season playthrough for NBA 2K25 or NBA 2K26, as Maxey will miss the second one. Clowney will grab the rebound there. You see Michael Porter Jr. going around. He will get the slam dunk there. Michael Porter Jr. averaging just about almost a shade under 15 points a game. It's a 4-point lead. As you see, Maxey for 3. That is no good. Nicholas Claxton with the rebound. Igor Demon with it. He's going to come around. Thought about having a shot for a second. He's going to get that shot up, no good. Maxey will grab the rebound. Maxey coming around now here. And he's going to try to go. He's been rejected, but there was a 3-point attempt again, and that is no good, and the Nets will come around with the rebound here. Still a 4-point lead for the 76ers here. Demon passes up the shot. Clowney almost lost it, but Clowney's going to get that shot up, and he's going to miss it as Oubre Jr. will grab the rebound for the 76ers. With under 4 to play till the end of the first quarter, Tyrese Maxey with the 3-ball, no good. The Sixers started off the game hot with the 3-ball. Their first 4 shots they made were via the 3-ball. You see Michael Porter Jr. back over to Claxton. Porter Jr. with it again with 8 to shoot. Porter Jr. now under 5. Over to Demon. Igor Demon for three. That is no good. Joel Embiid will grab the rebound here. Tyrese Maxey with it, coming through the timeline. Maxey. And there's a three-ball attempt. That is no good, but Embiid will grab the offensive rebound. McCain with it. Oubre Jr. for three. He drains that. That is the third three-pointer of the first quarter for Kelly Oubre Jr. It is a 7-point lead for the Brooklyn Nets. Thomas has it for the Nets right now. Give it over to Thomas. Back over to Thomas. Wants to try to get something going here. There's 8 to shoot. Thomas coming around with a layup, and that is good. Cameron Thomas averaging 24.4 points a game so far in the first 5 games of this regular season. The Nets trying to get their first win of the season, while the Sixers are trying to get to 500 in the early part of the season here. 7 to shoot. You see Joel Embiid. He's going to get that shot up. He's going to pass it, actually, to Oubre Jr. Oubre Jr., he will get the points there. That's 11 for him. And it's 22 to 15. Igor Demon with it. He's going to come around now. Almost thought about getting that shot up. Oh, there he goes. A pass to Claxton. Claxton will get the bucket there, and we will have our first timeout called by the 76ers here. You see Igor Demon in the loss to the Nets to the Hawks in his last game had 18 points. He had a nice assist there on that last bucket here. And I'm going to stay for this timeout here, because letting you guys know, for those who are new to this channel, this is a project I'm doing, the 2025-2026 season playthrough, where I play one game for every 2 to 3 calendar days. So I play this game, and then after every game I'll go through the statistics for the players, and then we will do a post-game ticker where I'll go through the rest of that calendar days games I did not play, as well as the next 1 to 2 calendar days, depending on how far I'm trying to get through the season here. And then after that, I will go through the injury report or any notable news and notes. If there's a trade, if there's any firings or suspensions, which we did have a couple, which I do have a suspension that recently happened, as at the time of the recording of this video, of course, the breaking news with the whole gambling situation where Terry Rozier, the player, was arrested, as well as the Portland Trail Blazers head coach Chauncey Billups. I was able to fire him and then also suspend Terry Rozier indefinitely. And I do go through that, remind everybody of that, as I go through the injury reports for every team, as we have a bunch of substitutions and lineup changes here. Drummond into the game now, as McCain still in there for the starting lineup for the 76ers. Kelly Oubre Jr., there's a three-point ball, and that is no good. Whitehead will grab the rebound for the Nets. Drummond almost had it. Johnson now into the game for the Nets. For Williams, as I said, this might be a brand new setup for the Nets here, as Grimes will grab the rebound for the 76ers. Still up by 5 here. Edgecombe with it now, as you see McCain. Final 75 seconds here in the first quarter. McCain over to Oubre Jr. Oubre Jr. for 3. That's missed, as Wilson will grab the rebound for the Nets here. Johnson with it now. Johnson coming around. Passes that shot up as Whitehead with it. Wilson has it. Really back over to Williams. Williams with under 10 to shoot. He's going to shoot for 3. That's going to be no good. Andre Drummond will grab the rebound here with Grimes. Edgecombe with the 3. And it's an 8-point lead for the 76ers here. They had 19 assists and 21 turnovers in that loss to the Celtics. The Celtics, you see Johnson with a nice layup there. 16-4. I just don't know what that statistic is right now, because they're not explaining the statistic there. And there's Drummond. Andre Drummond with the bucket. It's back to an 8-point lead again. Under 20 seconds to play. Shot clock turned off here for the rest of the first quarter. See Johnson with under 10 now. Just holding on to it. I think they're just going to shoot for the final shot here. Johnson coming around. He'll get the three-point up. That is no good. Drummond with the rebound, and that will do it for the first quarter. The Philadelphia 76ers up 27-19 as we end the first quarter. We'll be back here in Brooklyn right after these messages. And we are all start to set the second quarter here at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn here. As you saw the Nets inbounding it to start the second quarter. Williams with it, give it over to Whitehead. Still looks like everybody that ended the first quarter for the Nets are out on the court for the second. Except for Wolf. I think they'll call Wolf for the first time in this game. Back over to Williams. Williams for three. That is off. No good. Walker will grab the rebound for the Sixers. McCain. Give it over to Edgecombe. The Edgecombe had a three-pointer just earlier before the end of the first quarter. You see McCain with it. 7 to shoot here. You see McCain, Edgecombe, Drummond, Grimes, and Walker, the lineup for the 76ers here. McCain, he's getting that shot up. That is good. It's a 10-point lead now for the Philadelphia 76ers. As we're approaching 1 minute into the second quarter, Walker for three. That's in and out. Grimes will get the rebound here. We got the rebounds per game. The Sixers just over 41 rebounds a game. That is 29th in the NBA. They have 16 already. Edgecombe coming around. 8 to shoot. Passes over to Walker, back over to Grimes. Grimes a 3 to shoot. Edgecombe for three. That is no good. Drummond will get the offensive rebound, passing over to McCain, and McCain will miss that three-point shot. Wolf will grab the rebound. But we see Williams give it over to Wilson, and Wilson with the slam dunk. And it's an 8-point game again here, just over a minute and a half into the second quarter. The Sixers up by 8. Edgecombe finds it over to Drummond. Back over to Edgecombe here. Edgecombe, who's going to shoot for three. That is in and out. Drummond will get the rebound, and he will get the points on that tip-in, or in that put-up there, and it's second chance points for the 76ers, and it's a 10-point lead again. See Johnson with it, give it over to Williams. Williams for three, in and out, no good. Drummond will grab the rebound. Grimes with it for McCain here, 17 to shoot. Back over to Edgecombe. Edgecombe for three, no good. Johnson will grab the rebound for the Brooklyn Nets as they go the other way. It is 31-21, the Sixers on top here, just over 2.5 into the second quarter here. Johnson, back over to Wolf, back over to Whitehead, to Williams. Williams, inside jump shot, no good. Edgecombe will grab the rebound. McCain. You see McCain there. He's getting screened. Got a screen by Drummond, but you see he's going to pass it to Edgecombe, and Edgecombe's going to miss another three-point shot here. Whitehead with it. Whitehead give it over to Johnson. 8:48 to play in the second quarter. 10-point lead for the Philadelphia 76ers. Keon Johnson at 15 points on 6 of 10 shooting with 2 rebounds in a loss to the Atlanta Hawks. Edgecombe's going to get the layup off the steal, and it's a 12-point lead, and the Nets will call a timeout, and so will I. We'll be back with 8:34 to play here in the second quarter. And we are back here at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, where the 76ers 33-21 leaders over the Brooklyn Nets. The Nets are trying to get their first win of the season, while the 76ers are trying to get to 500. As we are now 2.5 minutes into the game here, as you see Demon back into the lineup for the Brooklyn Nets. Demon giving it over to Williams. Back over to Porter Jr. Michael Porter Jr. shot from the free throw line. That is good. Michael Porter Jr. 9 points on 4 or 5 shooting. It's back to a 10-point game again. You see Tyrese Maxey. Back over to Grimes. Grimes hesitating for a second. Still has it. Will he hit a shot, or will he pass it up? And he does pass it up as Maxey for three. He hits it. 36-23, the 76ers on top. See Williams get it over to Johnson. 10 to shoot here. Back over to Williams. Williams getting a nice screen. He'll get that three-point shot up. That is no good. Andre Drummond will grab the rebound here as you see Maxey now passing it over to Paul George. George back over to Maxey, back over to McCain. 14 to shoot. Another Andre Drummond screen. Maxey misses a shot, or that was McCain that misses a shot, but Andre Drummond will get the dunk off get the offensive rebound, then the dunk. And it's back to a 15-point lead. There's a three-point attempt. That is no good. Andre Drummond grabbing the lead here. McCain, he's going to go coast to coast after that pass, and that is a bucket there. As you see, the 76ers shooting 16 of 34, and the Nets 11 of 30, as it's a 17-point lead now for the 76ers here. Approaching 6.5 to play until halftime. See, Porter Jr. for three. That is no good. As Michael Porter Jr. with 16 points on 6 of 8 shooting, 3 rebounds and a block in their loss to the Atlanta Hawks in their last game. You see McCain again for three. No good. Andre Drummond with another offensive rebound and another tip-in right there. The 76ers are on a 15-4 run. And that is to start the second quarter here. Johnson for three. That's missed. And Andre Drummond, another rebound. Doesn't matter what side of the court he's on. He's finding those offensive rebounds here as there's a steal by Williams. As Williams is going to come around, he's going to get that jump shot, and that is good. Points off of turnovers. The 76ers with 5 and the Nets with 2. And the 76ers will call a timeout here as they are up by 17 with 5:36 to play, and I'll be taking another timeout as well. And we are back here at the Barclays Center here in Brooklyn, New York. The 76ers are on top by 17 over the Brooklyn Nets. And the Nets, as I said, are looking for their first win of the season. They are 0-5 on the season. It's not going to get any easier as this is a front end of a back-to-back, though this is a rare home back-to-back, as you see the 76ers inbounding the ball here. But coming up tomorrow, we have the Minnesota Timberwolves coming to the Barclays Center. They are one of 3 teams still undefeated, at least into today here. As you see Tyrese Maxey over here, Edgecombe for three, and he will drain it. It's a 20-point lead now for the Philadelphia 76ers here as we're approaching 5 minutes of play until halftime. Demon back over to Porter Jr. Porter Jr. give it over to Thomas. Thomas for three. That is no good. Grimes will grab the rebound. 76ers with an edge of 27-15 on the boards right now. Paul George coming around, and he's going to drain that shot. It's 47-25. The 76ers have had their mixture of both 2s and 3s in this game. You see Clowney with it. 9 to shoot. Clowney with the shot. That is no good. Edgecombe will grab the rebound. Under 4.5 to play until halftime. You see Edgecombe with passing over to Embiid, passing over to Grimes. Grimes. You see Grimes is getting it over to Embiid. Embiid's getting a little bit of a step there. He's going to pass it up. Edgecombe for three. No good. Embiid will grab the offensive rebound, and he will get the second chance points. It's a 24-point lead now for the 76ers. This game could get out of hand if things don't change. You see Claxton coming around the layup attempt. No good. Embiid with the rebound. If it isn't Embiid, you see Maxey giving over, and that's going to be a backcourt violation against the 76ers, and the Nets will get the ball after that careless turnover there. As I mentioned before, the Timberwolves are coming in here tomorrow night. And I'm talking about tomorrow night on the calendar for this season playthrough, and then they're at Indianapolis, home to Detroit, and then at the New York Knicks for their next 4 games. And as I said, going into this tonight, the Timberwolves are one of 3 remaining undefeated teams. You see Igor Demon for 3. That is no good. Grimes will grab the rebound here for the Sixers. Grimes still with it. Coming around. And Grimes passing it over to Paul George. And Paul George with the slam dunk. The 76ers are 7th in the NBA in the season playthrough right now. 27.4 assists per game. They now have 12, I believe, what I just saw. So they know how to pass the ball. As you see, Porter Jr., he misses that. Embiid will grab the rebound. Brooklyn has not scored any points in nearly 3 minutes. Edgecombe passing over to Paul George. Paul George for three. That is no good as Claxton will grab the rebound. The Nets with it going the other way. Thomas with it. Thomas, that shot is up. That is in and out, and the drought continues for the Brooklyn Nets here, trailing by 26. And there's a three-point attempt. That is good. It's now a 29-point lead here, and the Nets will call a timeout here. 2:16 to play until halftime, and time for me to take another timeout. We'll be back. And welcome back. Here at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, it is 54-25. 76ers on top. And this looks like this game could get out of hand here with just 2:16 before halftime. As the Nets are going to inbound it. You see Claxton with it. Getting it off the inbound. Back over to Demon. Over to Clowney here. Back over to Thomas now. Thomas with 7 to shoot. And we're under 2 minutes until halftime here. He's got to get the shot up here. Thomas will get the shot up. That is no good. Maxey with the rebound, and that drought is continuing. Maxey giving over to Paul George, and Paul George with another bucket there. 76ers shooting 23 of 44. The Nets only 12 of 40. And it's now a 31-point lead for the Brooklyn Nets. Claxton with it. As you see Porter Jr. coming around. Porter Jr. thought about the shot, but he's going to pass it over to Clowney, and Clowney's going to miss that one as Edgecombe will grab the rebound for the 76ers here. Another Paul George layup, and that is good. It is now 33-point lead. The Sixers are really running away as they really want to get back to the 500 mark. If this keeps up, the Nets will still be winless here, as they are one of 2 winless teams going into today. Claxton will get the bucket, and that will end the drought. Nicholas Claxton, 4 points on 2 of 4 shooting. He is a minus 19 out on the court, though. You see Kelly Oubre Jr. passing it over to Paul George. Paul George for 3, and he's continuing to be on fire for Paul George. He has 14 in this game, 6 of 7 shooting. He's hit his second three-pointer of the game. And it's a 34-point lead here as that bucket now makes it back to a 31-point game again. Over to Oubre Jr. under 30 seconds to play until halftime. Kelly Oubre back over to Edgecombe. Back to Embiid. Embiid, he had his way. He gets that shot. That's no good. Shot clock turned off here as you see Demon passing the timeline here. Thomas. 10 to play until halftime here. Thomas hesitating for a second, but he's got to get that shot up. He's going to come around with the layup. That is no good. Edgecombe with the rebound, and that will do it. After 24 minutes of play, we head to halftime here, where the Philadelphia 76ers are running away with this one right now, leading it 61-30 here. As you see, Joel Embiid just getting an interview with the silent Allie LaForce, because I always turn the thing off here. As you see, Joel Embiid only has 2 points and 2 assists at the half. But he is crashing the boards, though. So we can't really say he's not really doing anything. But we're going to take a break for halftime here, and I'll see you guys in the third quarter. And we are set to start the second half here in Brooklyn here. As I said, the 76ers are just running away with this game. They are up by 31. You just see Paul George. He caught fire just as the second half, just as the first half came to an end. You see here crashing the boards, getting those buckets on 6 of 7 shooting here. As you see, the Nets will inbound the ball to start the second half here. As you see Demon with it. Trailing by 31. Does a miracle happen for the Nets? See Demon, Thomas Claxton, Porter Jr., and Clowney in the lineup, as that is no good. As you see, Embiid will grab the rebound. Tyrese Maxey giving it over to Paul George. Paul George for 3, and what else? 17 points in this game. And I know that field goal percentage is now closer to 90%, as they only show his first half stats on that graphic there. You see Thomas with it. Cameron Thomas coming around at 7 to shoot. That is no good, as Oubre Jr. will grab the rebound here. Paul George crossing the timeline. Paul George coming around, back over to Oubre Jr. Nice assist on that slam dunk there. He's doing it all here. 36-point lead for the Nets. As we are 1 minute into the third quarter. Thomas for 3. No good. Oubre Jr. will grab the rebound. You see Paul George with it, passing over to McCain. Jerry McCain back over to Paul George. Bands it off over to Joel Embiid. Embiid give it over to Oubre Jr. and Oubre Jr. with another slam dunk. Another assist, as Kelly Oubre Jr. now has 15 with those back-to-back dunks about a minute and a half into the third quarter. It's now a 38-point lead for this Philadelphia 76ers as Porter Jr. with it. 10 to shoot. Coming around here. You see Michael Porter Jr. now passing it over to Thomas. Thomas for 3. That is no good, as Paul George will get another rebound. He, as well as Andre Drummond, have been crashing the boards here. You see Joel Embiid passing it over as Oubre Jr. for 3. That is no good. Clowney will grab the rebound. Demon with it. See Oubre Jr. 15 points. As Igor Demon will come around with the layup there, and that will end the drought there. Still a dominating effort, though, by the Philadelphia 76ers as Joel Embiid. There's another shot attempt by Oubre Jr. That's a miss, though, as Cam Thomas will grab the rebound. Thomas back over to Demon. Demon scored in his last trip around. Clowney with it with under 10 to shoot here. Demon once again passing it over to Porter Jr. Porter Jr. with a jump shot. That is no good, as Tyrese Maxey will grab the rebound. Over to Kelly Oubre, or no, the Paul George. Over to Maxey. As you see Maxey coming around with a slam dunk, it's back to a 38-point lead for the Philadelphia 76ers. You see Clowney with it. Over to Porter Jr. See Porter Jr. for 3. That is no good. Joel Embiid will grab the rebound here. Thomas Maxey giving it over to Paul George. George, grab over to Embiid. Embiid with a jump shot, no good. Clowney will grab the rebound. You see Porter Jr. with it. Under 8.5 to play here in the third quarter. It is 70-32 in favor of the Philadelphia 76ers. To say this is a blowout, it would be an understatement right now. Under 5 to shoot. You see Thomas coming around. Cameron Thomas for 3, no good. Embiid will grab the rebound. Tyrese Maxey passing it over to Joel Embiid. Embiid with 10 to shoot, pass it back over to Maxey. Maxey for 3, no good. Tyrese Maxey only 8 points on 3-11 shooting. He does have 3 assists, but really his shooting is not really a factor in this game, as you can see here. You see Porter Jr. for 3, he drains it. That only cuts the deficit to 35 now. Maxey giving it over to Embiid. There's 8 to shoot. Takes a side, Embiid tries a layup, but it's going to be rejected, and it's going to go the other way for the Nets. You see Kelly Oubre Jr. coming around. He's going to get the jump shot up, and that is going to be good. Oh, no, that's Michael Porter Jr. What am I talking about? Oubre is on the 76ers. So I've been calling his name a lot. That's 17 for Michael Porter. As you see, Tyrese Maxey for 3. That's no good. Thomas will grab the rebound here as he's crossing the timeline. Just about 6.5 to play in the third quarter. Igor Demin holding it right now. Give it over to Porter Jr. with 6 to shoot. 5 to shoot. As you can see here, back over to Demin. Demin for 3. No good as Kelly Oubre Jr. will grab the rebound for the 76ers. Maxey coming around back into Oubre Jr. He's going to get the slam dunk, and it's a 35-point lead again. They led by as many as 38. As we are now halfway through the third quarter here. As you see, Clowney will get the offensive rebound, then the slam dunk there. Second chance points for the Nets. Paul George coming around. George passes it over to Embiid. Embiid for 3. That is no good as Igor Demin will grab the rebound. Maxey, no, that's not Maxey, that's Thomas. Back over to Demin. Sending it over to Porter Jr. Porter Jr. for 3. No good. Kelly Oubre Jr. with another rebound. Kind of curious to see how the rebounds are going. See Paul George coming around. Paul George, nice hook shot there. He has 19 on 8 of 10 shooting. And look at that, plus minus of 28. Back over to Michael Porter Jr. for 3. That is no good as McCain will grab the rebound. McCain just holding on to it. Getting over to Oubre Jr. again for 3. I'm surprised the foul was not called there. Keeping the flow going as you see Thomas for Michael Porter Jr. for 3. That is no good. McCain will grab the rebound for the 76ers. 4.5 to play in the third quarter. 74-39. 76ers on top. See Joel Embiid passing over to McCain. McCain for 3. He will drain it. And that matches the largest lead of the game at 38. McCain back over the... You see Thomas for 3. He will drain it. It's back to a 35-point deficit now. Approaching 4 minutes of play in the third quarter. 77-32. Or 42, I should say. The 76ers on top. You see Porter Jr. And I believe that was Thomas that tried to shoot the 3. That was no good. As you see, now the Sixers going the other way. Paul George with it. Passing it over to Maxey. Maxey just continuing to hold on to the ball right now. 10 to shoot for the 76ers. Coming around, back over to McCain, who hit a 3 earlier. You see McCain, he's going to get that shut up, and that is good. Look at that. The field goal is 52% shooting to only 31 for the Nets. As you see Michael Porter Jr. for 3. That is off the rim, no good. Oubre Jr. with the rebound now. Maxey has it crossing the timeline. Back over to Joel Embiid. Embiid, there's a shot. That is no good, and the Brooklyn Nets will come down with a rebound here. Under 3 to play. Michael Porter Jr. coming around. There's a jump shot. That is no good. Joel Embiid grabbing the rebound. Tyrese Maxey with it crossing the timeline. Give it over to Oubre Jr. And look at that. Oubre Jr. once again with a slam dunk. The largest lead of the game now. 39 points here as we approach 2.5 to play in the third quarter. Thomas for 3. He drains it. And now they're starting to make the shots now as they are down by numerous points. You see Paul George for 3. That is in and out. Joel Embiid with the offensive rebound, and he gets a jump shot there. It's back to a 38-point game again. Final 2 minutes to play in the third quarter here in a runaway game for the Philadelphia 76ers. Thomas. There's Cameron Thomas there with the shot inside. That is good. See the Nets shooting 21 of 66 while the 76ers are 35 of 67. And that's a steal right there. Demin coming around. He'll get the shot up. That is no good. And Joel Embiid with the rebound again. You see McCain with it. Crossing the timeline. Back over to Tyrese Maxey. Back over to Joel Embiid. Embiid 10 to shoot for the 76ers. He's going to try, he hesitating. He's going to pass it to McCain. McCain with a three-point attempt, no good. Claxton grabbing the rebound here. 1 minute to play in the third quarter here. 83-47 to 76ers on top. It is a 36-point lead for them. They're led by as many as 39. Thomas for three. That is no good. Kelly Oubre Jr. with the rebound here. Coming around for McCain. McCain. Over here, McCain. Layup, and that is good. 38-point lead again for the 76ers here. As we're approaching 30 seconds of play until halftime. Or no, until the end of the third quarter, I should say. I don't know what I'm saying. Porter Jr. That is no good. Tyrese Maxey will grab the rebound here. Shot clock turned off for the Sixers. They can hold on, theoretically, for the final shot they want. 10 to play until the third quarter. Maxey with it. Coming around to Joel Embiid. That shot is up. That is no good. Clowney will grab the rebound, and that will do it here. At the end of three, it is a runaway for the 76ers. They lead it 85-47. The fourth quarter coming right up. As we get ready to set to start the fourth quarter in Brooklyn, we look at the State Farm assist of the game. There's Grimes over to Edgecombe. I assume that was during the second quarter. As you see, Lowry now into the game for the 76ers. I believe I called his name for the first time. I see Edgecombe, Drummond as well. And yep, Lowry, Edgecombe, Drummond, Grimes, and Watford into the lineup for the 76ers. As a three-pointer is made, it's still a 35-point lead for the 76ers here as we're just 30 seconds into the fourth quarter. Edgecombe with it. I've called his name a lot. 10 to shoot on the shot clock. Edgecombe, 6 to shoot. You see, it was an Edgecombe deep three there, no good. Wilson will grab the rebound for the Brooklyn Nets. 35-point lead. You see Johnson with it, coming around. He passes over to Porter Jr., back over to Wolf. Porter Jr. with it. I think he's still the only starter. I still think he's still in the game here as we see Porter Jr. for three. That is no good. Andre Drummond will grab the rebound. 35-point lead for the 76ers as they look like they are well on their way to heading back to 500. You see Grimes for three. That is no good. Williams will grab the rebound here. Over a minute and a half into the fourth quarter. Look at over there. You see Williams with it. 9 to shoot. Over to Porter Jr. for three. He drains it. So the Nets have hit 2 3-pointers to start off this fourth quarter. And you see Andre Drummond with the slam dunk. And it's back 34 points again. As you see, some of the crowd filing out of the Barclays Center here. Looks like their hometown Nets are about to go to 0-6 on the season. As we see Williams coming around, as he's going to lose it as Edgecombe gets the theft there. Edgecombe just holding onto it right now, finding Lowry. Lowry with it, still holding on to it. Lowry passing over to Drummond, and Drummond with another slam dunk, and it's back up to 36. Andre Drummond, 12 points, all 12 of them coming in the paint. Porter Jr. giving a pass it over to Wolf. Porter Jr. with it again. He hit a three-pointer earlier in the quarter. Back over to Johnson now. Johnson back to Williams. About 5 to shoot now. Williams from inside. He will hit it. It's a 34-point game again. See Edgecombe. 8:45 to play in the game. Edgecombe for three. That is no good. Porter Jr. will grab the rebound. See Wilson over to Johnson. 14 to shoot for the Brooklyn Nets. Johnson for three. That is no good. Andre Drummond will grab the rebound. Would not be shocked that Andre Drummond has a double-double off the bench, because he's got a lot of offensive rebounds too. See Andre Drummond pushing it aside. There's the three-point attempt. Again, that is no good. Williams with the rebound here. Back over to Johnson. We have 4 minutes into the fourth quarter. Johnson, that is no good. Edgecombe will grab the rebound. Over to Grimes. Grimes for three. He drains it. No, I guess I said that he was inside. Either way, it's a 36-point lead again for the 76ers. And they led by as many as 39 in the third quarter. See Wilson with it, giving over to Wolf. Wolf over to Williams. Williams over to Johnson. Under 5 to shoot. Porter Jr. for three. That is in and out, no good. That's been that kind of night for the Brooklyn Nets. Been that kind of season. You see Watford coming around. He will get his first 2 points of the game. Look at that. 40 of 78 shooting for the 76ers. Only 24 of 76 for the Nets. 38-point lead now for the Sixers here. 7 to play. Porter Jr. over to Wolf, and Wolf will get the slam dunk there. His first 2 points of the game. Is the Edgecombe with it for the 76ers. Yeah, we have to have a timeout. I don't think we had a timeout in the third quarter. But coming up here in the fourth quarter, I'll announce tomorrow's game at some point. You see Grimes for three. He will drain it. It's back to a 38-point lead again for the 76ers. You see Johnson with it. Johnson passing over to Wilson, back over to Williams. There's 5 on the shot clock. Williams got to get the shot up. Porter Jr. will go for three. That is no good. Andre Drummond with the rebound. Edgecombe coming through, and he's going to lose it as Johnson will get the theft there as we are past the halfway point of the fourth quarter. It is academic at this point. However, still got to call the game for my content here. You see Michael Porter Jr. will get the bucket there. Gets those points in the paint. A 36-point game again. 5.5 to play here in the fourth. Lowry with it. Lowry for three. That is no good. Wolf will grab the rebound. As you see Johnson with it, passing over to Porter Jr. Porter Jr. coming around. He almost lost it for a second here. He's going to get that shot up. Johnson with it, back over to Williams. 4 to shoot, 3 to shoot, 2 to shoot. Williams has to get that shot up. Hits the iron, but Edgecombe's going to get the rebound anyway for the 76ers here. Under 5 to play. Back over to Lowry. Grimes for three. No good. Porter Jr. will grab the rebound for the Nets here. Johnson has it. Coming around. Passing. Oh, that is tipped and almost stolen, but as you see, the Nets will maintain possession. Wilson will get the shot up, no good. As you can see, Lowry coming back over to Grimes. Grimes with a jumper. That is good. Is back up to 38 points again. Johnson give it over to Wolf now. Wolf has it over to Wilson. Porter Jr. now has it back over to Williams. Williams for three. No good. Kyle Lowry will grab the rebound for the 76ers. Back over to Grimes. Grimes back to Lowry. Up by 38. Under 4 to play here in the fourth quarter. You see Edgecombe with it. 6, 5. Lowry for three. That is no good. Wolf will grab the rebound here. And since you see Williams there will get the bucket. That is good. 97-61. This game may be over with as far as the outcome of the game, but once this game is actually over with officially, when it reaches triple zeros, we are not done yet, as we will have statistics, then the post-game ticker, as well as news and notes, if there's any, as on top of the injury report. And then tomorrow, as you see Drummond with a shot that is no good, tomorrow we're going to head north of the border, where the Toronto Raptors will host the Milwaukee Bucks. So get your passports ready, folks. We are heading to north of the border for the first time this year. First time we'll see those two teams. And we'll see how the record goes. You see Wilson for three. That is no good. Because it doesn't look like we're going to have a timeout. We may. I don't know yet. Grimes. There's a bucket. That's good. It's back up to a 38-point game again. 2:20 to play in the fourth quarter. But as I said, tomorrow we'll be north of the border, where the Milwaukee Bucks will be at the Toronto Raptors from Air Canada Center. And right now, it's been buzzing in Toronto for another sport going on right now. At the time I recorded this game, it was game one of the World Series, and at that time, they see Grimes for three. That is no good. Edgecombe will get the rebound. Back over to Grimes. 10 to shoot here. But they just played game one. After I recorded, at the time I recorded this game, I finished watching game one of the World Series. You see Grimes, no good. And look at that. We have a timeout called. It only took 1:30 before we had the first timeout of the second half here. And I'll take a timeout as well. And we are back. 99-61, the Sixers on top in the game's final 90 seconds. But as I mentioned earlier, as I said, there's some buzz going around in Toronto right now in a different sport, as the Blue Jays are in the World Series for the first time since 1993. And as I said, I started recording this game after game one, where the Blue Jays won 11-4. They're up 1-0 as of the time of the recording of this game, but by the time, and you see Demon for three, by the time this game is actually uploaded, we'll be on the day of game three, which will be in Los Angeles, and this will be up around 2 p.m. Eastern. As you see, Edgecombe will grab the rebound here. Or no, this will be 5 p.m. Eastern, because it's a Monday game. As there's a dunk there, 38-point game again. But this will be up at 5 p.m. Eastern. 8 p.m. Eastern will be the start time of Game 3. I don't know if that series will be... I don't know if that series is going to be 1-0 or 2-0 or 1-1 by the time this video is up. So, as we're down to 30 seconds to play here, Demon's going to come around and going to get probably some last-minute points there. 101-65. Shot clock still on, so the Sixers do have to take one more shot in this game. As you can see here, Grimes with it. They briefly had a 40-point lead here, and Claxton called for the foul. Claxton, really? You did not have to foul. You're down by 36. I mean, I'm glad he's still playing hard, but I don't think a foul is good there. Everybody wants to go home. The Sixers want to get some rest before they have to deal with the Timberwolves tomorrow, at least on the calendar of this season playthrough. And on the calendar of the season playthrough coming up on tomorrow's game will be November 4th, 2025. So we're already into the month of November, I think week number 3 of the season, as both shots are made. Shot clock is turned off. I think the Nets may try to get some, just a garbage points here, or they may just hold on here, and that's going to do it here, as the Philadelphia 76ers, never in doubt, they defeat the Brooklyn Nets 103-65. The 76ers move to 3-3 on the season, and the Nets remain winless. They are now 0-6. And now they get to take on the Minnesota Timberwolves in the back-to-back home games here. As you see, Joel Embiid being interviewed again by Allie LaForce. You can't hear it because I always turn the commentary off so you can hear my annoying self in these videos here for this season playthrough. But probably one of the more dominated efforts I've seen is you see the Nets fans not happy here. We are not done here. As you see Kelly Oubre Jr. getting player of the game for the 76ers here. As I said, we are not done yet, as we will have stats coming up. For the player statistics here for this game, we saw off with the home team, the Brooklyn Nets. Michael Porter Jr. played the bulk of the game. He only 43 minutes here. He had 22 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal. Cameron Thomas, 10 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 steal. There's only 2 players that were in double figures for the Nets. They both were starters, though. Igor Dimon, 6 points, 3 rebounds, and 6 assists. Noah Clowney, 6 points, 9 rebounds, and 1 assist. Nicholas Claxton, 6 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 assists, and 2 blocks. Zaire Williams, 6 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. Jalen Wilson, 5 points, 2 rebounds, and a steal. Keon Johnson, 2 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists, and a steal. Followed by Danny Wolf with 2 points, 3 rebounds, and an assist. Dariq Whitehead only had 2 rebounds in the game. And then we have Nolan Trior. Tyson Etienne. I wonder if he's related to Trevor and Travis. Drake Powell and E.J. Little and Drew Timme all did not play for the Brooklyn Nets. And now for the Philadelphia 76ers, Paul George with 19 points and 1 rebound, 2 assists. Kelly Oubre Jr., 19 points, 10 rebounds and 4 assists for the 76ers. Then we have Jarrett McCain, 16 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. VJ Edgecombe, 13 points, 9 rebounds, and 2 assists. Andre Drummond, as I said, was going to have a double-double. In fact, he did. He, in 21 minutes of play, had 12 points, 16 rebounds. Quentin Grimes, 10 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and a steal. Tyrese Maxey, only 8 points, 3 rebounds, and 5 assists. Joel Embiid only had 4 points in this game. However, he did crash the boards with 15 rebounds and also did get some assists, 4 in total for this game. Trendon Watford, 2 points and 1 assist. He got a lot of playing time as this game was not in doubt in the fourth quarter. Kyle Lowry, only 1 rebound and 3 assists in 13 minutes of play. Jabari Walker, only 1 rebound in 4 minutes of play. We have Dominic Barlow, no stats at all in 2 minutes of play. Justin Edwards only had 1 minute of play, no stats. Then we got Adam Bona, Eric Gordon are the 2 players who did not play for the Philadelphia 76ers in this game, and that is your statistics. And for the post-game ticker brought to you by 2K Sports. We start off with the remaining games for November 2nd, 2025. As the Oklahoma City Thunder 120 to 114 winners of the New Orleans Pelicans. The Pelicans have now lost 3 in a row since starting off 3-0. And the game that we just watched, the 76ers in a laughter defeats the Nets 103 to 65. They remain winless for the Nets. They are 0-6 as the 76ers once again move to 500 on the season. The Utah Jazz joined the Brooklyn Nets still as the only 2 remaining winless teams. They fall to the Charlotte Hornets 124 to 108 as the Hornets will get their second win of the season. And am I looking at this right as the Hawks are 5-2? Whoo, my gosh, I thought the Nets played horrible. Look at this. The Hawks go into Cleveland and win 170 to 101. That is not a typo. Do not adjust your screen. That is a final score, 170 to 101. Hawks scored 41 in the first, 53 in the second, 37 in the third, and 39 in the fourth. And I think the only reason why the Cavaliers even got over 100 because they scored 46 in that fourth quarter. But that game was never in doubt, just like the game that we just watched between Philadelphia and Brooklyn was never in doubt. Woo! 38-point loss for the Nets. I mean, at least the Cavaliers scored 101, but the Nets, I think, they kept the margin a little bit closer than 69 points. I'll tell you that. Very nice 69-point win for the Hawks. Then we have the Toronto Raptors, who we will see tomorrow night. They get their third win of the season, 118-108 winners over the Memphis Grizzlies, who are now 1-6. And then the New York Knicks with a 120-100 win at the Garden over the Chicago Bulls. Both teams are 4-2. The San Antonio Spurs will get their second win of the season at 112-108 winners over the Phoenix Suns, who the Suns we just watched in yesterday's game. And then the Lakers 137-116 winners over the Miami Heat, as the Miami Heat are now knocked off from the ranks of the unbeaten. They get their first loss of the season, losing to the Lakers. Monday, November 3rd, 2025 games. The Timberwolves will remain undefeated, as they also keep the Nets winless, 128-110 winners at the Barclays Center. The Nets played a lot better against the Timberwolves. However, the Wolves still come out on top by double figures as they remain undefeated, and the Nets again 0-7. The Bucks 125-115 winners over the Indiana Pacers. We'll be seeing the Bucks tomorrow night at Toronto in their game on November 4th. The Jazz get into the win column for the first time this season, 147-142 over the Boston Celtics, who fall to 4-4. That means the Nets are the only remaining winless team in this season playthrough. Franchise Gaming over Nelson Bullock. The New York Knicks over the Washington Wizards, 138-108. The Knicks are 5-2. The Wizards are 1-6. As I said, Franchise Gaming over Nelson Bullock. If you know, you know. The Mavericks still remain undefeated with the 114-102 winners over the Houston Rockets. The Grizzlies get their second win of the season, 162-141 winners over the Detroit Pistons. And I don't know what's going on with these. You see a lot of high-scoring games here on 2K. You had, as I said, the Atlanta Hawks winning 170-101 over the Cleveland Cavaliers. And then you have the Grizzlies, in a closer game, but they still blow out the Pistons by 21, dropping 162 points. And as we saw a couple of games above, a 147-142, though granted that game was overtime. The Nuggets go to 500 with a 151-132 winners over the Sacramento Kings, as the Kings fall to 2-5. The Lakers, in a highly contested battle, staving off the Portland Trailblazers, who had their modest 2-game winning streak come to an end, as the Lakers will win 89-87. Lakers win both games of the back-to-back. They are now 5-3 on the season. And the Los Angeles Clippers defeat the Miami Heat 125-117. The Clippers are 5-1. The Heat have now lost 2 in a row, both of them in La La Land, as they lost the day before at Crypto.com Arena when they played the Lakers, and now they lose at Intuit Dome, the home of the Clippers, on back-to-back nights. So not a good trip to Southern California for the Miami Heat in this case. And with that will conclude the post-game ticker, as my buddy RJL Network would say. If your team won, congratulations. If not, there is always tomorrow. It is now time for the injury reports after the games played on November 3rd, 2025. As I noticed that Jared McCann did have that little injury sign next to him in the game against the Brooklyn Nets. He played in that third quarter, but he sat the entire fourth quarter, and he has a strained right hip. He's going to be out 2 to 4 weeks for the Sixers. No injuries to report from the Milwaukee Bucks. They, again, are going to be featured tomorrow night. Chicago Bulls, no injuries. Cleveland Cavaliers, Strauss and Garland still out for an extended period of time. Both of them with torn right foot ligaments. Jason Tatum, as I have mentioned before, he's still out 4 to 6 months with a sore left wrist. Brook Lopez still out another 2 to 4 weeks with a pulled left hamstring for the Clippers. Zach Edey still out 4 to 6 weeks with a sore right ankle. The Hawks, no injuries to report. The Miami Heat, as I mentioned, this is not an injury, but this is an indefinite suspension for Terry Rozier III. Remember, he's been arrested as part of a illegal gambling ring taking place. And as we see, Tyler Hero, sprained left foot, still out 4 to 6 weeks. Jaime Jaquez Jr. still out 1 to 2 weeks with broken ribs. And Norman Powell, he has now been upgraded to hurt, but he's still going to be day-to-day with a sprained right wrist. No injuries for the Hornets. Nothing to report for the Jazz. Dennis Schroeder still out. He is day-to-day with back spasms. As I said, I forgot to put Keegan Murray. I did not have the Keegan Murray update dated because he's actually out for real life. I know Domantas Sabonis did return to the lineup for the Kings as I recorded this game that night, just around the time the game ended. Sabonis did play in the home opener against the Jazz in real life. A Kings 105-104 win, by the way. Light the beam, baby. The Knicks, no injuries. Lakers, Adu Thiero, he is now upgraded to hurt. Bruised right knee, he is day-to-day. LeBron James, pinched nerve in the back, he is now day-to-day as well. So we could see both of them returning pretty soon. Magic, no injuries. Mavericks, as I said, Kyrie Irving still out for a while with that torn ACL stemming from last season. Let me see now. Looking at the Brooklyn Nets, we have some additional injuries now. Michael Porter Jr., pinched nerve in the back. He's now out 4 to 6 weeks. He may actually have gotten hurt during the game against the Timberwolves. Terrence Mann, I knew he was out 4 to 6 weeks. And Danny Wolf with a sore back. He is day-to-day. Nuggets, no injuries. Pacers, as I said, Halliburton, he's out for the season with a torn right Achilles. Pelicans, nothing to report. Pistons, Cade Cunningham still out 1 to 2 weeks with that left toe injury sprain. Raptors, no injuries to report. So both the Raptors and the Milwaukee Bucks will have healthy rosters coming up in tomorrow's game. And that game is actually going to be out at 2 p.m. Eastern. Houston Rockets, Fred VanVleet, and still out for the season. Dorian Finney-Smith, sore right ankle, still out 1 to 2 weeks. De'Aaron Fox is now recovering with a sore right hamstring. He is day-to-day. He should be returning really soon. Phoenix Suns, no injuries. Oklahoma City Thunder, Alex Caruso, now only 1 to 2 weeks he's going to be out. Upgraded to hurt and not out. Same with Jalen Williams, hurt with a sore right wrist, still 1 to 2 weeks for him. Timberwolves, no injuries. Portland Trailblazers, as I said, Lillard out for the season. Shaden Sharp still out 4 to 6 weeks. And now Drew Holiday with a sprained left MCL. He is now hurt, and he is out 1 to 2 weeks. So the injuries continue to pile up for the Trailblazers. Stephen Curry still out 1 to 2 weeks with a twisted left knee. And then Cam Whitmore out 2 to 4 months with a torn meniscus. And that is your injury report for the games that took place after November 3rd, 2025. And that is going to do it for this video. As I said, tomorrow this game is going to be out around 2 p.m. Eastern, as I usually like to get these games out before my college football simulation. And that is because the college football simulation still has a little bit of a bigger priority over this season playthrough project right now that I'm doing. But as I said, we will be north of the border where the Milwaukee Bucks will be playing the Toronto Raptors from the the Scotiabank Center now. No longer the Air Canada Center, but they're still in Toronto. And as I mentioned earlier during the broadcast, that Toronto right now, I don't think their priority is with the Raptors. Their biggest priority is with the Toronto the Toronto Blue Jays right now, because the Blue Jays are in the World Series. And at the time that this game will be out, at this time this game will be out, it will be the day of Game 4 of the World Series. So we don't know. We don't know if any team's going to be up 2-1, or will the Blue Jays actually be up 3-0, getting ready preparing to sweep the Dodgers. Wouldn't that happen? If Canada wins the World Series, America actually wins. Yes, I'm a little biased, but I digress. Go back to topic here. Both teams are 3-4. As I said, this game will be out tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. So keep an eye on that. So if you enjoy this content, please, once again, leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new to this channel. And also don't forget to hit the bell icon. And that's going to do it. I am Vinny from VW Productions, reminding you the final score. The Philadelphia 76ers in a laughter defeat the Brooklyn Nets 103-65. And I am signing off. Have a good night.